BBLs, lip fillers, relaxing your hair, bleaching your skin. These are just some of the numerous beauty standards that we face in Nigeria every day, and this is a video all about it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Treasure, and it's been a hot minute since I posted anything, and that is because I cannot find a valid reason. If I say I've been busy, it would be such a big lie, but I've been quite unbusy really. But it takes a lot of effort to make a video, and while I did know that before starting this channel, but I did not know how much effort it would take. I did not know it would take this much effort. So it's been a bit exhausting. So I took a little break for myself. Kill me. So, but I'm back, hopefully. I might do this a bi-weekly thing, like I'll post 1 week, then I'll post the next 2 weeks, I think, or I might make it weekly after all, but that is if I have time, because I be so stressed out for nothing nowadays anyway. And today we are going to be doing a deep dive into a topic I have been thinking about making a video about for a while, and that is the beauty standards in my beloved home country, Nigeria. So in case you did not know, I am 100% Nigerian. I was born by Nigerians, lived here all my life, still live here. So who else better to make this video than me? I'm totally kidding. There are like 1,000 more creators who are more qualified to make this video. But hey, I'm the one talking about it, so you get what you get. So today we're going to be doing a deep dive into the topic of beauty and the beauty standards in Nigeria, how it has changed over the years, what it is currently. And so, in case you did not know, this is not my real voice. Yes, I have been hiring a voice actor. I'm totally kidding, but this is not my real voice. This is not my real accent, rather. So I have been faking this horrid ass American accent. I call it horrid because I know you know it's not real. Like, girl, I know you did not think I was American for 1 second. But I will be speaking in my regular Nigerian accent today, and maybe for the rest of my videos, because this accent is quite hard to keep up, if I'm being so for real. I almost gave it up at the beginning of my channel, but I was like, no, I have to persevere, keep strong. Keep strong for what? Like, you can still hear me if I speak in my normal accent, and if you can't, I'm so sorry. Turn on the subtitles, like. So, as I'm in the state of dropping more lore on you, I also am half blind. I'm not half blind, but I am short-sighted, so I do use glasses. And today I'm with my laptop because this is where I took my notes. So if you see me glancing off to the side, at least you know what I'm doing, and I'm not looking at anything crazy or anything weird. I'm just looking at my notes because this is my first ever video that I had to do research. Like, y'all give me a round of applause. I went out of my way. I went to Google. I went to places. Google and ChatGPT only, but I still went to places and I got information. And I'm using that to make my video. Like, y'all don't know what a huge milestone this is. Like, I barely do any research before doing any of my videos. Most of my videos are opinion based, like reactions and stuff. So this is gonna be an actual factual video, and this is my first time doing that, so cut me some slack, will you? Thank you. Anyways, so we're gonna be getting into the video and hope you like it. So you'll see me wearing glasses in the next scene, so do not be surprised. Hey guys, this is Editing Treasure, and I filmed this video on the 14th of December, but I'm editing it on the 30th. So I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas. And I also want to wish you a Happy New Year, because I know this is going to be coming out on the 1st of January 2026. So I'm excited to enter this new year with you guys. I've seen a lot of videos, a lot of discussions into the beauty standards in America, America's beauty climate, Asia's beauty climate, Korea's beauty climate, China's beauty climate. I can tell you like so many beauty standards I have off the top of my head. But today we're going to be discussing the specific beauty standards in Nigeria, how it has evolved over the years and how it has become what it is now. And so please feel free to share your opinions in the comment section, but please be respectful of everybody else. Also, please note that as much as I did some research, or I don't know what to qualify as a lot, but as much as I did my research for this video, a lot of this also still comes from my experience as a girl living and growing up in Nigeria. So everyone has their own different experience, so this might not be the same for everybody, but hopefully you can still understand what I'm saying and relate to it if you are a girl living here too. Section 1. What is considered beautiful in Nigeria? Because clearly we all missed the memo, but we're all growing up by some imaginary beauty standards we don't know. So let's clearly define those beauty standards. The current popular beauty standards are gotten from mainly on-screen visuals, which are like celebrities, social media photos, ads, like basically things like that, like the latest picture of Hilda Basi or Destiny Etiko or what's this girl's name? Regina Daniels. The beauty standards include a curvy body, which is small waist, wide hips, a visible shape. We also have clear skin, which is preferably light to medium toned with a lot of emphasis on your complexion for some reason. We also have your hair. You can wear wigs, natural hairstyles, but basically just make sure you're not looking like a crazy person essentially. Your outfit should match, your outfit should make sense regardless of what you're wearing. Unlike the Pablo and Pabloettes of the society we have right now. In case you don't know, in case you're not like in Nigeria, Pablos are like essentially what you would call scammers in America, or like people who got their money from Forex or something like that. They're basically very intertwined over here, and then they have this particular dressing style that they choose to adhere to for some reason. We don't know the reason. And then Pabloettes are like their girlfriends, or like the female versions of them. I'll put pictures on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. So this tends to be what we're avoiding in the dressing, but like other styles of dressing, we also do like it as long as you're dressed well. Another beauty standard is being pretty. So regardless of your features, even if you're dark, even if you're fair, you have to be fine. Like pretty privilege is real regardless of the state, country or area you're living in. So none of these standards are particularly fixed. They depend on age, your tribe, region, class, social media trends. A lot of things influence like the factors that specify the beauty standards in the region you're living in, but these are just the basic things. But the most popular beauty standard of all, like the most important one, I say the best for last obviously, is having a big butt. So butts, popularly known as nyash over here, is very essential to like the beauty standard. Like if you do not have one, essentially, girl, the door, like use the door. If I have one, that's a question we're not answering. So my answer is no, I don't really have one. But that's not what we're here to discuss today. So let me continue with my discussion topic. So the importance of both sides cannot be overly emphasized, as even if you're hypothetically speaking an ugly girl, as long as you have a big butt, like if there is someone for you, you best believe that. I've never particularly understood the obsession with big butts in males in this country, but it has become so far ingrained in our culture that everyone's obsessed with it, including girls. Like I can't count the amount of times I've had like a girl pass me that has like a big butt, and me, I turned, or like basically all of my friend group turned, and we're all girls by the way. I'll be like, oh my god, look at this girl's nyash, oh my, so big, like stuff like that. Like it's just so ingrained that you don't even really notice when you're doing it, or you don't see any harm in doing what you're doing. So I've actually asked several of my male friends, like, what do you guys see so appealing in butts? And they could not actually give me a legit answer, like a real tangible reason as to why their agenda is so obsessed with it. But I suppose they find it appealing because it's aesthetically pleasing to look at or like hold or something like that. That was like the general consensus that the answers came to. These surveys or like these statistics I'm giving, it's not like I just pulled it out of my ass. Obviously these are mainly gotten from like my secondary school classmates. I'm in university now and I don't really talk with most of my classmates here, but in secondary school I was quite close with a lot of my male classmates, so that's where I'm getting this information I'm giving you. So even when asked between boobs and butts, most guys in my secondary school chose butts over basically any attractive feature in a girl. This is so prevalent in secondary schools, especially in my secondary school. Maybe not everyone, but I think this might be a general experience. So there was a time our class, like they wrote a list of girls, like they made a list and then they ruled it into 3 places. There was the category for boobs, then there was butt, and then there was face. Basically they would write every girl's name and then everyone would like rate her according to what they think she is in that category. That list basically ruined a lot of people's self-confidence, if I'm being honest. Would I say it ruined mine? My self-confidence was pretty much in the gutter in secondary school, so it didn't really do much for me. But I just know in secondary school I was flat-chested, my back was flat as well. Like, I did not have boobs, I did not have butts. The only thing I had was a semi-decent face card, and I thank God for that, because it did help me to some extent in secondary school, if I'm being honest. At least I would say I got a pretty good rating on my face. The other two, like those ones, are a different story, but at least I got something. So it's kind of like a consolation prize. Anyways, a pretty popular insult over here is telling someone that you don't have nyash, and this is kind of almost always determined to shut the person up. Example, let me say you're just walking on your own and a group of boys start calling you, and you refuse to turn and give them the light of day and answer them, and they'll be like, oh, look at this one safe, she doesn't even have nyash, like what's she doing shakara for, she don't even get anything. Basically saying, what is she feeling proud about? Like, she doesn't have a big butt that we should be chasing her. Like, you should basically feel grateful that they are even bothering to call you because you don't have a big butt. You may think that this is like just, I don't know, a random occurrence, but this has happened to almost all my friends. Let me not say almost all, but I know a good majority of my friends this has happened to. And also, fun fact about Nigeria, or in this case Igbos, because that's what I am. Like, that's my tribe, and this is the one I'm particularly sure of, as I've only grown up in Igbo land and I don't really know about other particular beauty standards in every other culture. So this beauty standards I'm giving you is mainly general, but when I'm talking about my life experience and like specifics like this, it's mainly in Igbo land I'm talking about, because I've not lived in other parts of Nigeria. So most girls over here are moderately to well endowed, like in their back region, so it's not exactly hard to find a girl who has a big butt actually. So this trend of big butts is also very popular in Nigerian social media, as a lot of girls, have also gone viral just for this particular reason. One case scenario is this Togolese lady, her name was Kelly. She blew up, I believe, about 2 years ago, or like a bit after COVID period. I'm not really sure when this was, but I think this was about 2022, 2023. She blew up because she was shaking her butt, like on TikTok. Surprise, surprise. But surprisingly, her video was in Togo that she posted it. She's Togolese, but it blew up here so severely. Like, every of my classmates knew who Kelly was. I could not escape her videos, be it on TikTok, be it on people's statuses. Like, you could not open anybody's status and they did not post a video of Kelly shaking her butt on camera. Like, it was a plague, I tell you.
What we ordered.
Like, if you lived through that period, I think you know what I'm talking about. Like, if you were in secondary school at that time, I don't think grown adults would be posting this, but like secondary school people. Several videos she made after that video blew up also, because she saw that she was getting traction and engagement from shaking her butt. So she continued. Like, who doesn't like views? Who does not like views? So a lot of girls like now shake their ass on TikTok. At some point, the particular sound she used for the video was now known as the Kelly sound, because of how massively viral her video was using that sound. I don't know if it was known as the Kelly sound all around the world, obviously, but like over here, whenever anybody hears that sound, they'll be like, isn't this the sound Kelly was shaking her butt to? This can also be said for several other TikTokers, like this lady Gracino, who also blew up for shaking her butt, essentially for having a big butt. So another creator who also blew up with this was a girl that danced with Big Natty. I can't exactly remember this girl's name. I'll put her name like on the screen and I'll show you the video that she blew up for. So she danced with him and she shook her butt in the beginning of the video before Natty started dancing, and she danced with him. So that basically skyrocketed her to fame. Because Big Natty was an already popular content creator, and him dancing with her basically was like her gateway to fame. So this video was also massively viral, not as viral as Kelly's, but it also took the Nigerian internet by storm. She went massively viral that although I've left secondary school for some time now, and my junior sister was still in secondary school, she's no longer in secondary school. I think 2 sets below her, I think they made a video like recreating the video of Big Natty and the girl that was dancing, and they got expelled from the school because of it. Like, they got expelled from my secondary school.
it was a big deal actually. I'm not going to get into the logistics of that, but I just wanted to let you know like the extent of virality it went to and the trouble it caused and put some people in also. So, and this phenomenon is not just like for grown adults, like underage girls also do shake their ass on TikTok for views. If I'm being honest, it's like not even surprising. I don't want to name drop any creator, but there are some creators who do still do this. I think I'll put some of their videos on screen. I might for a short period of time because I'm not trying to get strays, because these girls actually have a huge fan base from doing this, and there's very little criticism that follows what they do. But I do think they need to be called out, even though I'm not like the most appropriate person to call them out, as I'm not even like such an adult myself. I literally still do look like a teenager. I'm not calling anyone out to their face or making a TikTok about it. I'm just mentioning this on YouTube to show you like the prevalence of big butts in the society. So while there's still a lot to be said on this topic, but if I continue on the topic of big butts, I'm never going to finish this video. So let's move on to the next topic: the role of history and colonial influence on the beauty standard in Nigeria. A lot of people like to pretend that Nigeria created all these beauty standards by herself, but honestly, colonialism played a huge role in this. The colonialism period, which was... Okay, I did not do my research enough to tell you what time we were colonized. I do know we gained our independence in 1960. At least we know that. But then the colonialism period of Nigeria, which I'll put on the screen, also made like everyone to have a preference for lighter skin. Like a lot of people prefer lighter skin people to like darker skin people for some reason. I know some guys that will not date you if you are dark skinned, and they are my friends. I can't lie. I do have some friends that do not date dark skins. And while some of this can be attributed to preference, but there's only so much you can excuse if the only people you're attracted to are light in color. So, well, I do fall under this radar. I don't know, I think I look quite dark in my videos, but I'm actually quite light skinned in real life. I'm actually considered light skin. I'm considered fair by the Nigerian standard anyways. And there is this preference of straight hair being like associated with tidy or professional. This doesn't really hold as much now, but almost everyone I know has relaxed hair. In, I believe, like not early 2000s, let me say 2010s. Like in the 2010s, almost everyone had relaxed hair. My mom's hair is relaxed. My younger siblings' hair is relaxed. My hair is relaxed, for goodness sakes. And while some people say this makes your hair easier to manage, because if you ask me, I'll tell you that, because actually combing your 4C hair can be very painful. I had 4C. Combing it was so painful for me. And I was also getting several infestations of lice, and there was just a lot going on. So I relaxed it and did some treatments on it as well. So that was part of my reason for relaxing my own hair. But also a lot of people here have relaxed hair versus those who have natural hair. And those who give natural hair, their aim is like make it to be long and curly, so that like all these inspos you see on Pinterest of like all these long haired black girls, I think that's basically what they're trying to grow it to. But like not everyone has the genes. I don't have the genes for that. Like, so also Western features like get high braids, like having a straight nose. Me and my elder sister have like kind of a straight nose, and I've actually seen a lot of people tell me that they like my nose, surprisingly, and I'm like, oh, thanks, I guess. But Western features are also praised here. You still hear like people saying stuff like, don't stay under the sun too much or you get dark, or like you'd have been finer if you were fair. And I really hate those type of statements, because what do you mean you think I'll be prettier if I was like fairer in complexion? Like, are we okay? But those statements do exist, and they are incredibly colorist. I don't think Nigeria like realizes that they can be colorist and racist. A lot of Nigerians are colorists and they still do not realize it within themselves. Like, it's basically internalized to the point that you don't realize why you are preferring a lighter skinned person to a darker skinned person. But in the topic of lighter skin and dark skins, most Nigerian girls prefer a dark skinned man to a light skinned man. I don't know what it is, but basically none of my friends would date a fair guy. Like, and while me, I don't exactly have a preference. If you're fine, you're fine. But most girls here, they do not have like an affinity for light-skinned men for some reason. They just have this bad reputation around them over here. Anyways, not to say that if you're fair, you won't find like a person for you, but like just a lot more people prefer dark-skinned boys, like compared to the opposite, which boys prefer more fair-skinned girls than dark-skinned girls. Bleaching cream is so heavily normalized in Nigerian culture. You can see almost everyone and their mother using bleaching cream, honestly. If I'm being honest, I do have bleaching cream. Yes, One thing about Nigerian sun is that here is so scorching hot. Like our sun, I'm convinced like we live on a separate planet that is closer to the sun than the rest of you guys, because the heat that hits us over here, you don't understand. So even if you apply sunscreen, you will still get dark for some reason. I don't know what it is, but anyways, so after being in the sun for some time and like getting dark, I do tend to like apply it like maybe once every 2 weeks or something to brighten my complexion back to what it used to be. Not healthy, I know, but just wanted to be honest, since I'm trying to be honest in this video. So bleaching cream was so normalized during the early 2000s that like everyone was using it. Adverts were everywhere, especially this one bleaching cream. The name was Caro White. I don't know if Caro White is an international phenomenon, but like it was so popular here that like you can still find it to this day. And it was actually revealed that it is very bad for the skin because it contains like a banned ingredient, which is hydroquinone, and it contains it in 4.4%, which is actually pretty high. Yes, you will see like brightening of your complexion, but the damage it does to your skin is actually so bad. A lot of people were getting like skin burns, and then especially there's this like really dark spot that appears on your cheeks after you finish using it for some time, especially if you use it and you go out in the sun. Like do not do that. If you're using it, stay at home. I'm not even advising you to use it in the first place because it's one of the worst things in the market. Any cream that has hydroquinone, just stay away from it. If you are going to bleach yourself by any means, if you see hydroquinone in the cream, please stay away from that cream. Actually, it will damage your skin, and it's like basically irreversible.
You know that 77% of Nigerian women use skin lightening products? Yeah, it's that high. This is driven by colorism, a preference for lighter skin deeply rooted in colonial history and amplified by global beauty standards. But here's the kicker. These products often contain dangerous chemicals like hydroquinone, corticosteroids, and mercury. They can cause severe skin damage, organ failure, hormonal imbalances, and even death. Mercury in particular is a neurotoxin that wreaks havoc on the nervous system and kidneys. Pregnant women face additional risks, potentially harming their unborn children. The Nigerian government has taken steps to address this epidemic. They've banned mercury and restricted hydroquinone to 2%, alongside launching public education campaigns.
So there's a way to obviously identify people that bleached, and like you'll see their knuckles will be darkened, like a lot darker than their regular skin complexion, or like than the skin of their arms around it. Like their knuckles will be darker. Like I know my knuckles look a little dark, but my knuckles are actually basically the same color. I guess it's the effect of the light on my hands, but I'll put pictures on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. So this bleaching culture got to the point that if someone wants to say that like they have money now, they're going to bleach their skin. Essentially, like, okay, someone gets rich, all of a sudden that person is now fair. Let's say you had a classmate that was chocolate skinned in your secondary school, and now you come to your high school reunion and that girl is now fairer than you if you were a fair person. Like it's like not even uncommon. You can basically see someone that was one complexion today and see the person next year and the person is a whole different complexion. And it's not like no one will bat an eye. Everyone will be like, oh, you're bleaching, and we know it. But basically no one is exactly going to confront you and be like, oh, why are you bleaching? Essentially, it's just like a normalized part of culture. If I'm being honest, okay, I can say this because none of my course mates know my channel. There is this one girl in my course, in my set, and this girl has been bleaching so heavily that everyone in my set has noticed it. Like, she will be passing and my friends will turn to me and will turn to each other and be like, girl, you have to stop. Like, one thing about bleaching is that it's always going to be obvious to everyone else. I hope you know that as you're doing it. Everyone's going to notice that you're bleaching, and no one is going to find it like attractive. If you're fair, you're fair. If you're dark skin, you're dark skin. Like, learn to love your complexion. I should take my own advice, but like, hold it. Traditional Nigerian beauty standard. Like, not all our beauty standards came from colonial influence. We still do have some traditional beauty standards. Example, in some Nigerian cultures, like having fuller bodies were seen like as a sign of wealth. And in some cultures, there were even like fattening practices. Like, before a girl gets married, I don't know how many days or how many months before she gets married, they'll put her in a hut and they feed her foods that are very high in fat. So the girl like gains a lot of weight and like puts on a lot more weight before she gets married to the man. And even in like the early 2000s, when America was suffering from its severe skinny epidemic, that everyone was like basically a size 0 and you could see everyone's hip bones jutting out. In Nigeria, it was basically the exact opposite. Everyone wanted to be curvy. Like, my mom, who was young during the 2000s, my mom like is built naturally slim. So during that period, a lot of people were like hard body, and that was like the ideal figure essentially. So she was feeling like bad that she did not have like I don't know, like she wasn't like plump. So she was basically trying to eat everything she could to gain weight, like it's another toxic beauty standard on its own, because if you're slim, you have to try to gain weight to look like others, and in other cultures, if you're fat, you have to lose weight to become skinny. But at least I think it was a bit better, because it's not as if they wanted you to be fat, but they wanted you to like have fat like a bit in your body. So it's not like they wanted you to be like broomstick model tiny, essentially. So I think this is a more attainable beauty standard, because most people are like normal or average body size. So I think a lot of people did fit into this beauty standard. Another beauty practice was also tribal marks, especially in the Yorubas. I think they have this, well, I think it was painful. They did it, I think, when the child was young. I don't know exactly what they use, but they'll use something and like make a mark on the person's face, and it basically stays there all your life. I think they use like a hot object. I'm not exactly sure what they use to make the marks, but they make marks on people's face, and now it's not exactly considered attractive. You won't see anyone really doing that to their child anymore, because I think a lot of these practices have fallen out of fashion. I don't think anyone really still does this fattening practice anymore. But also still here, if you get married and like you're not really adding weight, it's, people make it seem like your husband is not feeding you, essentially. So it's still kind of a beauty standard that like when you're getting married, or like when you're married, you should like put on more weight or something like that. I still hear that, actually, that like if someone is still skinny after they've married, they're like, oh, this person's husband isn't treating them well. But like, have we ever considered that the person is naturally skinny? Hello, we can't change our body types. Like, so those days also, natural African hair, like natural 4C, 4B, 4A, whatever hair you had, was like the norm. Like before the introduction of bleaching, relaxing, having your natural African hair was like the norm, and basically everyone had it. So that was a very easy attainable beauty standard. And dark skin was also widely celebrated before the rise of Eurocentrism in this country. So while colonialism influenced our modern ideas of beauty standard, we still had like original beauty standards that we kept ourselves to before all of this. So now we're going to talk about the impact of social media and pop culture in our beauty standard. So let's talk about the biggest culprit in today's beauty standard, which is social media. This is prevalent in especially hairstyle and fashion. If you see one hairstyle that blows up on TikTok this week, example, it has 300k likes. Come to school in 2 weeks, 30% of the population has that exact hairstyle. Like, where is the originality? If a dress blows up on TikTok, everyone is striving to take that style to their tailor to sew it for them. Like, can we not think for ourselves? Like, this sheep mentality is actually getting so annoying. Like, you cannot have like a unique hairstyle, essentially. If you have a hairstyle that someone likes, oh, I understand everyone is like, oh, this hairstyle is nice, this outfit is nice, I would like to have something like this. But it gets to an extent when everyone is doing something that it loses its originality completely. So that is also an influence of social media. So thanks to filters and editing, we've lost the plot in what real people look like. We're comparing ourselves to people that aren't even real, especially with the rise of Snapchat. Like, now you're comparing yourself to a version of you that is allegedly prettier than you are. And I can't even lie and say I'm not a victim in this, because I do not take any pictures now without Snapchat. Like, I literally feel ugly taking pictures without the filter on, and that is like what social media does to you. It warps your reality and warps like your image of yourself and others. It also gives everybody this sense of like accessibility to the most gorgeous people in the world. Like, after scrolling on TikTok for like 2 hours, you've seen 35 different gorgeous women, and now when you're walking on the road, you're expecting to see like 35 gorgeous women that look exactly like that have the perfect body, the perfect shape, the perfect hair, the perfect butt. Like, that's not realistic in any way. Now we're getting into section 5, skin tone and colorism in Nigeria. We can't talk about Nigerian beauty standards without talking about colorism. I've already talked about skin lightening and bleaching creams that are everywhere, TV ads that look like they are allergic to dark-skinned people. There's this girl who was featured in an MV of Rema, who is a popular Afrobeat Nigerian artist, and she was dark-skinned, and she was like the main girl for the MV, the main dancer, something like that. And everybody and their dog was pissed off about it. They were like, oh, couldn't you find like a lighter skinned person, a fairer person, a prettier person? Wow, the girl was extremely pretty, so their issue with her was essentially the color of her skin. So you can't tell me that colorism doesn't exist if we are just hating on a girl who appeared in a music video because that she's dark skinned. Like, that does not actually make any sense to me. Colorism affects dating, it affects job opportunities, it affects a lot of things, and a lot of people have stopped realizing how harmful it is in our society now. So in case you're hearing noise now, my siblings and my family members just came back, so yeah, you're going to be hearing noise from now on. Bear with me, thank you. So now we're entering section 6, the pressure on Nigerian men. So we often talk about women when we are talking about beauty standards, but Nigerian men also have beauty standards that they are held to. So their expectations, while a lot shorter than the list for women, include being tall, being well kept, having a muscular or athletic body. That one is kind of like negotiable, but I think a lot of women like men with muscles. Like, it's giving. So the most important beauty standard for men, not exactly a beauty standard, but dating standard rather, is you must have money. Like, you must have the cash, you must have the moolah. Like, it's non-negotiable essentially. Most Nigerian women will not date you if you do not have money or you're not financially stable enough to support them. Because I think most Nigerian women expect their boyfriend to spend on them. Like, it's not even, I think you should, I expect you should. I know a lot of people have different ideas. This is not to say everybody thinks this way, but a lot of people do think this way, and it's very prevalent in the culture. You'll see a lot of people saying, oh, I can't date this man, he's broke. Like, if you, like, essentially, if you don't have money, do not even attempt to enter the dating market because you will be humbled real quick. Now we get into section 7, the rise of plastic surgery and enhancement. So one major sign of the changing of beauty standards in Nigeria is the rise of plastic surgery and body enhancements. An example of these includes BBLs, breast augmentations, like lip fillers, Botox, all these treatments that are popular in America as well. But if I'm being honest, like, I don't think breast augmentations like are that popular over here. Not a lot of people are trying to get big boobs like that. I think most Nigerian people have full lips, so I don't think people are really trying to fill their lips even more than that. So, but like BBLs, I think Botox, all this type of stuff are also popular here, but mainly BBLs, emphasis on the BBLs. As I've mentioned, the culture of having a big butt. So now that there's a fact that if you don't have a big butt, you could make yourself a big butt. Now, imagine how many people are rushing towards this. While this is not like an affordable surgery that everyone can get, a lot of women are taking out loans to do this. There's also a lot of secrecy and stigma around this surgery. A lot of celebrities like Hilda Bassi, Destiny Etiko, Uche Montana have gotten this surgery, allegedly. We know it's true, but we're going to say allegedly, so I'm avoiding any lawsuits. Like, I'm not catching any strays. If you get the BBL, it's actually quite obvious. Like, the proportions are not exactly matching. Like, you would look at this person and be like, no one looks like this naturally. It's kind of giving that Summer Walker's best friend's butch BBL, if you know what I'm saying. But also, a lot of Lagos babes have taken to this aesthetic, and it's now known as the Lagos body aesthetic, which is like they will go get like a BBL, and they'll get like, there's this particular face they look at, they'll get the 30-inch bone straight, and then they just have this particular look to them that is now known as the Lagos body. And from the back, you can barely tell anyone apart anymore. Like, everyone has the exact same figure. So it's getting to a point, like, it doesn't look natural, and I think we do need to stop. And not to want to like shame on anyone. If you want to get plastic surgery, get it by all means. Like, if I had money, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I might not have gotten a BBL, but we do not know that for now. So let's watch and see how the future goes. Anyway, so a lot of Nigerians do take risks getting this surgery because not everyone is a qualified doctor, and due to you trying to save money, you might go to like a fake doctor, a scam doctor, or someone who tells you they're going to do you this surgery for cheap, and then end up dying on the operating table or coming out with botched BBLs, coming out with botched surgeries, and now they are crying on TikTok and saying, what am I going to do? And some celebrities will actually do this surgery and they'll come back and tell you, no, I didn't get this surgery done, I didn't do this surgery, that I've been going to the gym and I've been taking these supplements or something like that. And we all know it's a lie. Obviously, you did get a BBL done. Like, we are not blind. Section 8, the psychological impact. All these beauty standards come at a price. A lot of girls have reported seeing low self-esteem, body dysmorphia, anxiety over their looks, social comparison, extreme dieting, depression from like not feeling enough. So I can't say I relate to all of this. Growing up as a teen in Nigeria, yes, I did have anxiety over my looks, constantly comparing yourself to everyone. Extreme dieting is a bit extreme. I would say I dieted to some extent because I was following these crazy K-pop beauty standards, and while I would say Nigerian ones are just a little bit toxic, the K-pop ones are insane. So believe me, I was holding myself to a higher beauty standard than I could hold myself to here. A lot of youths nowadays suffer from depression, so I'm not even surprised in the least bit about that part. So let's continue. How beauty standards make young girls and young boys feel about their looks is actually dangerous, because now you're judging your worth based off your looks alone, and that is dangerous for young people who are still trying to figure themselves out. So that is never a good path to take. So while all this might seem like negative news, but there is still hope. Nigerian beauty standards are changing for the better. There's more representation of dark skins in media. More people are pushing for the advocacy of their natural hair. I've seen a lot of people right now with natural hair, and frankly, I love to see it. Women are embracing their real shapes, their real figures, and honestly, we love to see it. While this may all seem like good things, Rome was not built in a day, so none of these are going to severely change the trajectory or impact of Nigeria's beauty standards. But hopefully, if we keep on pushing, after a little while, we might see some significant change in society. Beauty standards around the world and in Nigeria will always evolve, but at some point we have to decide what beauty is going to mean for ourselves. You are the only one who gets to decide if you are beautiful or not. So not for social media, not for tradition, you do have to choose if you think you're beautiful or not. And if you do think, you have to stand by it and believe in it, and others will see you as beautiful. If I'm being honest, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and it's 99% objective, while some people are subjectively beautiful and all that and are conventionally attractive. But you are beautiful to yourself, you are beautiful to those around you. If you're struggling with beauty standards and expectations, just know you're worth more than your looks, your hair, your skin. You're worth more than all of that. Yes, babe, I said it. Clock it. So if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me in the comments, what beauty standards did you grow up with? I've told you basically my whole life story in this one video, but what were the beauty standards that affected you while growing up? And if you're still growing up, what are the beauty standards that affect you the most now? By the way, if you have not tried plantain chips, like, you are really missing out, because if you put like a trail of this on the road, you could actually kidnap me. Not that you should attempt it, but like, also, if you have any video ideas you want me to do, please put it in the comments. I always say this after my videos, but no one seems to have any video ideas they want me to do. Like, do y'all not want to see my videos or something? So if you have any video ideas you want me to do, put it in the comments and I will actually listen to it and make a video about it. Like, I don't know what you guys want to see, so I'm basically experimenting and throwing out grenades in an open field essentially. So tell me what you want to see and I will stick to that. Like, I will give you content you actually want to watch. So I hope to see you in my next video whenever I post that, and have a good day.